Check. Mic check, mic check. 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 Alright guys, we'll let a couple people trickle in here, but I want to kind of get going. It is Christmas Eve, so I just wanted to kind of go over some things. A lot of you guys have been asking about NECC and how I found it. Well, NECC was something that I was looking at on our scans. You can see right here, NECC. You know, if you see that here. So I saw this on our scans like a week ago, and I like to watch these huge parabolic go parabolic and then sell off, and I like to catch the bounce. And usually when the bounce occurs, you know, it's usually something that you know we like to look at for a volume spike up after, you know, $25 all the way down to $8 in literally 2 days. Let's see. Well, it wasn't 2 days. It was more like 1, 2, 3. It's like 4 days, but still. And so we see this severely oversold mark. And when we see that, you know, I start to watch it. And I actually got long a day too early. I got long here at 863. Didn't sell any, and I ended up selling here this day here for like a small win. But really, I missed out on a ton because the next day it went to 15. So that's the kind of, you know, things that I look for, is some oversold play like that, and a huge parabolic volume bounce spike. That's what I call that. It's a strategy that I've been using for a long time. But so, you know, that one was pretty, you know, and I knew it was going to be a swing, just on the fact that, you know, we see this huge run up, and actually it started a long time ago. If you go back and look on the 1 year, I mean, it started way back. We kind of been spiking up, perking down, spiking up, perking down, spiking up, spiking down. Finally, we got this like ramp here, and we finally sold off pretty hard. And that's when I look to capitalize on what I call either shorts covering. For the most part, I think that's what that is. And then if that's not shorts covering, then it's longs taking over, and we could break above 30 at some point in time. Kind of reminds me of like HIIQ back in the day when it went from like 2 to like 30. We can go back and look at that, but yeah, it was like, oh, it was maybe it was 3 years ago. But man, it was longer than 3 years ago. Yeah, so back here at 372, and this thing went to 63. So kind of reminds me of something like that, like right here, and then we kind of sold back off down to here, and then we just bounced. So that could have been shorts covering, and then we could have a continuous momentum, if that's what we see. But so anyways, yeah, so that's really all that I had for that. And then this market, guys, this market is really just tanking, guys. It's absolutely tanking. We are in the midst of a crash at this point. We have seen 10 red days in a row. And when we see 10 red days in a row, I did a lot of research last night. I did a lot of back testing to kind of go over my game plan today. My game plan was to go long on TQQ out of the on a dip. And that's what I did. I went long TQQ on a dip here, literally right in here. Caught this. Could have sold right there for about a $15,000 winner. And I just held it. I really do think that we're close to seeing a multi-day bounce play. I don't necessarily think it will be the bottom necessarily, but all that I do know is that it could potentially be a bounce play for a multi-day swing. Now, holding on to it and thinking that, you know, we're going to see a longer term play is a real risk. in these markets. So I necessarily wouldn't do that. But at the same time, you know, it's I stayed up late last night. You know what I mean? I stayed up late last night, and Jordan did a lot of research as well. And I was looking through a lot of charts on the SPY. And as far as I could see, you know, I didn't see that we've had 10 red days in a row ever in history. And right now we're on that 10 red day mark right here. Next, if we get another red day on Wednesday, it's going to be the 11th red day. So the longest that I saw was a tie, and that was the only other red day, and it was 9 red days in a row. But I haven't seen a 10th red day in history. And right now, if you look at the SPY here, it's just been a falling knife. So let's go back to, I'm going to go to the daily chart here. So let's do this. So 3 years. No, that's not going to work. Where is it? So you can see here, 1 red candlestick, 2 red candlestick, 3 red candlestick, 4 red candlestick, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a 10th red candle right there. So, I mean, if you want to go back, I can only go back on this thing, I think, max available. So like right here, you know, we had 1, 2, but that was just a pretty big drop, but not like we're seeing now. And then you want to go back even farther. Let's go back to, start going back to the crash days. See, the thing is, when I zoom in, then it screws everything up. Then we go back to, let's see, the crash days. Even in here, you know, we had a quick whiplash effect from 185 back up to 210. 2014. None of these are that many red candlesticks in a row, though. This is nothing yet compared to what you can see here. Nothing there. Alright, now we're starting to get into some areas. So I think 2010 was one here. So 1, 2, yeah, not really much there. I gotta zoom back out here. Let's go back to the complete time frame here. Sorry, guys. So we go back and look here. Let's go back to 08. So here we are, kind of galloping down here, and there's a kind of a crash zone right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So not much there. Trying to see. Let's see. Daily. So you can see there. There's a nice little sell-off there. See if we can see red candles in a row here. But you usually always see these things bounce, right? Every one of them, every one of these topping tail candlesticks, they bounce. There hasn't really been one that doesn't bounce. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for a bounce play. It's been a while since we've seen something like that, though. I don't think I've ever seen. I mean, look, you can see this. Look at the red strings there. That's 10 days worth. I don't really see any other thing like that. Even back to the 94 days, I mean. I need to get like a. I'm gonna build this out here. So I'm looking to see. There we go. That'll help. Oops. Okay, so here we are from 94 to 2000, obviously 18. And so if we get an uptrend right here, we get this uptrend, and we see this massive crack, right? So this massive, I mean, I don't know, like I can compare it to like maybe like right here, right? But you can see, you know, we're due for, you know, look at this huge pull run up, and then we kind of slowly grind it down. Huge run up, and then we kind of tanked, and then here's been just a big run up, and we haven't really seen a, you know, much of a pullback, you know. Draw a trend line here. Oh crap, that was not supposed to happen. Whoops, why isn't that showing up as... So, you know, honestly, if we get down here to 213, 212-ish range, because, you know, okay, you look at this candlestick, and there hasn't really been one like that before. And this is the biggest red day on Christmas Eve. I mean, there's a lot of things going on right now that have never really happened before. Percentages, though, I mean, obviously this is a bigger percentage. This is like a 50% drop. Right now, we're only at like a 20% drop or something like that. This is like another, you know, 40% drop. So, percentage-wise, you know, still plenty of ways to go if possible. But the fact that this is just like I say, 10 red candlesticks in a row on the daily, kind of just shows us some price action that's, you know, never really happened, I don't think, in the market that I know of. 10 red daily candlesticks in a row. Okay, so that is pretty impressive. From a standpoint of, I really don't think that's ever happened before. So, anyways, you know, we're in an area right now that anything can happen, and you know, right now, I tried to long for a bounce today, and I lessened my exposure by half today, and I think we're currently selling off right now, but you know, at the end of the day, guys, this market right now is so volatile, and we're trying to take advantage of anything and everything going on in this market. So, with that being said, this could easily gap up or gap down. At this point, we're in no man's land. And I feel like, we're in no man's land. Today I thought, we'd get a little bounce, and we didn't. And right here, I don't know what to say anymore. I really don't. I mean, anything can happen. I'm at 10 red candlesticks in a row on the daily. And at that point, it's never happened before, so now we're breaking into things that we don't know what can happen, right? That I can find. So right now, I'm still long a little bit of TQQ. I might get out. I'm not really sure yet. But eventually I want to catch this bounce play because this is the entire stock market. This is the whole heartbeat of the U.S., right? So it's going to bounce. It's just a matter of when. I mean, even in the '08 crash, it bounced, but you have to find out the times on when it's going to bounce. And if I do properly execute my trades, then I'll be able to catch the bounce for a multi-day swing. But right now, we're still, selling off. We're still getting new lows after hours. So just kind of sitting back and trying to create my next game plan because NFEC shook me out one day too early. I don't want it to be the same on the SPY. I did lessen my exposure, though, to half the size of what I was at. But, it's going to be something that I'm going to be continuing to watch. And I really don't have a lot of... I can't believe that pennies are still going. UXIN, MRIN, all these things went today again. Even though the market's, in my opinion, is starting to crash. So it'll be interesting. But that's really all I had today, guys. I don't really have a whole lot else. That's all I really traded. Lost a little bit of money today. And I'm looking to decide whether I want to hold overnight on some of my position here on TQQ or just cut my losses and start back up on Monday. The only thing that would make me frustrated is if this gapped up and it ended up being today was the bottom for the multi-day swing. So, but it looks to me the market is starting to be able. I can't really use the word correction much anymore. I think we're starting to head into a crash because of how fast things are happening. We've had 10 red days in a row. So yeah, that's just where we're at with that. We're in a really interesting area in the market right now. So anyways, guys, that's really all I had to say today, guys. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Click the icon to alert you if I make new videos. It is Christmas Eve, so I do got to head out. You guys really want to make this stream, so I decided to do it for you guys. But have a Merry Christmas to you guys all. And, I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Okay, so Merry Christmas Eve, Merry Christmas, and you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys back on Wednesday. All right, cheers, team, and go Hawks, baby. We're playoff bound. Woo! You guys just hear that. We're wild card playoff bound, so that makes me happy. All right, guys, have a great Christmas. Cheers, team. Go Hawks.